Caveman's hosting this
All
for
right.
reasons.
Hey, yeah, I'm hosting this. Hey, this is important.
Oh,
My
yeah.
Bucks won, and I want this, man. Bucks in
Oh,
6.
yeah.
You've heard it enough. Let's do it. Welcome back to another episode of the one and only Allied Rivals podcast. We just did a KDT episode.
Oh, yeah.
And it was pretty good, man.
Oh,
AJ
yeah.
Herschel, the kid, is right here with me. Oh, yeah, I pointed the right way.
What's up, everybody?
AJ, how you doing, man?
Good. Obviously coming off our last episode, and I'm excited to be here again, clearly. And I know you are going to be pretty stinking excited to talk about this one.
Dude, you know it, man. I don't know. It's that's a lot of I've been thinking about. I've been watching so many highlights.
Oh, I'm sure.
The parade today.
Oh, yeah.
All the interviews. It's just so exciting.
So for those of them who don't know, why don't you go ahead and announce what happened?
Well, my Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA Finals.
Yes,
We're the
sir.
champions. And Giannis was the Finals MVP. Bah.
Boom.
So
I'm hoping I spelled that right, but I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Nope, you did not.
Oh, rats! I got the O wrong. I was one letter off.
Dude, you were so close. No, you were a couple letters off.
Was I?
Yep. Sorry, man.
Okay, two letters off. Sure. There we go. Now we're good.
Yeah, that's a great name, isn't it, man?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
the Buck. If you were watching the Buck and you don't care, I'm gonna tell you anyway. The Bucks were down 0-2. We lost both games in Phoenix, and I thought we were gonna lose, but I still kept saying Bucks in 6 because that's what you do. And we won 2. I predicted we would win both in Milwaukee. Going to Game 5, road games are always iffy. I had to say we'd win. And I was scared of that game because AJ said we'd win. So then I thought, oh, no, we're going to lose.
Ouch.
We won, man. Dude, we won Game 6. It was a close game. But Giannis had 50 points. That was just an amazing performance. So, dude, Charles Barkley, man, got to listen to his guarantees now, dude. He's been saying it all playoffs, man. He's saying, Bucks are going to win the Eastern Conference Finals. And then once we did, Bucks are gonna win this thing. And
love your Charles Barkley impression,
dude. I love Charles Barkley, man. This man knows what's up. He roots for the Phoenix Suns, and he says the Milwaukee Bucks are gonna win, man.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love that man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm trying to get to see if that was a cue or not. Oh yeah, absolutely. 4 games straight for Milwaukee. I mean, we knew that we knew that they were going to have the advantage coming out of their home game. 2 straight wins, and then you march into Phoenix and just obliterate them and just totally dominate. And then even better, you win at home. You finish it off in Milwaukee at Pfizer Forum. There's not really much of a better way to finish the series. Coming back A, from adversity, coming back B, from a Giannis injury, coming back C, from having to finish Game 5 in Phoenix with the danger of losing your run, and then you win 4 straight, and then finally you end up doing it at home.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much better. Giannis gave the performance of a lifetime, 50 points. When he had 49 and the Phoenix Suns are starting to foul, I was like, please inbound it to Giannis. If he finishes this game with 49 points, that would be the worst.
I was gonna be pretty. I was thinking he was not gonna score again.
18 of 19 free throws, man. Crazy.
That man. I don't understand him from the free throw line. I mean, obviously,
he hadn't been great all series, and then he turned it on.
Yep. I mean, at home he's usually a little bit better than away.
Oh yeah, because he's not getting counted down by the crowd.
But still. Dude, that was crazy.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, dude. And AJ, let's talk about the Bucks defense on the Suns offense, because Devin Booker the first couple games was looking really good. looking like he might take that Finals MVP if they kept playing that way. And I don't know, man. We clamped down somehow. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton getting the switch, and then some PJ Tucker as well. And even though PJ sometimes get into foul trouble, he's still keeping Devin Booker points. So, and then Chris Paul, he was just struggling too, especially after Game 3. So, AJ, what did you see there?
Oh, yeah. For me, for the Bucks defense, I think the big thing is PJ Tucker, especially when the Bucks switched to full court later in the game. Because remember, this Suns game, the Suns were winning. This was almost tied at halftime tied. This was a neck-and-neck game until the second half, which has kind of been the theme of most of these games between the Bucks and the Suns. And so one of the big things for me was, look, you've got two of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA, D-Book and also Chris Paul. Why, in the name of Steve Nash, do you keep driving to the lane on Giannis? That is just asking him to smack the ball out of your face down the court. Come on, man. PJ Tucker locked up on the perimeter, so they tried to push it inside, and that's where they got to Giannis and Portis, who are a head and a half taller. Jay Crowder did fine hitting three-pointers. I mean, he's a fine role player, and I love him. I'm not sure why I love him, but I do. I love Jay Crowder, but he did what you expected him to. And then DeAndre Ayton couldn't get anything. The Bucks out-rebounded them by almost 20. 20 rebounds. Yeah. It was crazy. It was confusion on my part with the Suns' choice of continuing to drive the lane. I just didn't understand. And as great as Holiday and Middleton are playing, that last game, to me, defensively, it goes to Giannis, Portis, and Tucker. They showed up in the second half because that second quarter was an absolute mess. Suns were hitting absolutely everything. But once they started driving to the lane, once Tucker got up there, it was over.
Yeah, and see, I was looking at all the stats from the whole series, and I was so shocked because the Suns' free throw percentage was better. Their three-point percentage was better.
So,
for at least for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, really, everything was looking better for the Suns except, like, two things. Rebounds and turnovers. Because turnovers was another thing that killed the Suns. We forced, like 5 or 6 turnovers in one game off Chris Paul, and we made big buckets out of those. Offensive rebounds, we get, sometimes 2 or 3 from Portis each time. That's why the fans love him, man.
He just
puts it back up.
He's just got a great personality.
Oh yeah, dude. And yeah, I mean, I was so surprised, and I don't know, AJ. Was there something else you saw from that, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think another thing with the final game is the Suns, like you said, they were shot better 3. They shot better from 3 from the entire series, but not in the last game. When the Bucks made it, when the Suns made it real close in Game 5, they shot 13 of 19 from 3. They made 6 of 25. And the only thing I could think for their shooting from the fourth quarter was, wow, that rim hates them. They weren't hitting bricks. They were good shots. They were open shots, but they just weren't falling. And that's the nature of the game of basketball, sure. But when you lose by 7 points and you go 6 for 25 from 3, that is going to kill you, especially when you know if that misses, you're not getting the rebound. Absolutely not. DeAndre Ayton was kind of a nil factor in the last few games, and that was something that changed. And you even mentioned turnovers. The Bucks at home dominated the turnover ratio. In Phoenix, most of the time, the Suns had less turnovers and even had less turnovers in Game 6. The Bucks turned it over more, but did it matter? No, because they couldn't get a rebound to save their lives. Jay Crowder led the Suns in boards. He had a double-double in Game 6.
Yeah,
I love that guy, but every time I watch him go up on Giannis, I'm like, I'm sorry, this isn't going to end well. Just don't. And I just didn't understand what the Suns were doing on defense, putting Ayton on Portis and Crowder on Giannis. After Game 3, when you saw that 6-spin move, when he completely posted up Crowder, how do you leave him on? I love Crowder. But dude, put Ayton on Giannis. I did not understand what the Suns were doing defensively. That is something that completely confused me. I'm like, why is Ayton on Bobby Portis? That doesn't make sense.
Yep. Yeah, and there was one point in Game 6 when we had Lopez, Giannis, Portis, and Tucker out there.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no way the Suns can do anything.
Yeah, the only thing they could do is shoot threes.
Shoot the three. And they weren't doing it amazing. I mean, I don't know how the Suns – I mean, there weren't, I guess, really any teams that had as many big guys as the Bucks did in the West.
Oh, absolutely not.
The Lakers Lakers were the team left, the only team really, and they took them out because of injuries, really.
Yeah, it's that small ball thing.
It's seriously, you can't dominate inside against guys that are a foot taller than you.
Exactly. Like the only other team I think that could have been able to do it was the Nuggets. Put Jokic on Giannis. That's a tough matchup. And then you got Jamal Murray covering the outside. But guess what? Murray popped his ACL to end the season, so there goes that. Like you said, there really was no team in the West outside of maybe the Lakers and the Nuggets that would have been able to compete on the inside. Blazers? No. Jazz? Maybe, but they were banged up. Clippers? No. Warriors? No. Grizzlies? No, not a chance. And the Suns couldn't either. Mavs could outshoot you maybe. Kristaps, I think, would be a better matchup on Portis, sure.
Yep.
But you still got Giannis. No, there like you said, there was no team in the West outside of like the Lakers, and I would also say Nuggets that was able to compete with them. Yeah, great point.
Yeah. We got Porter Drinks in the comments section.
Oh, man. Let's go.
Porter Drinks, hello, boys.
What's up?
Next year, I got Lakers in 6 over Bulls.
I really hope that – oh, boy. Sorry, go ahead.
No, take it away, man.
Look, I know everybody's predicting that the Bulls are going to get people this season. I'm just like, I don't know. And a lot of analysts have talked about this, about how – Chicago isn't like a great draw for teams because it's like you're going to go and it's going to be absolutely freezing when you start playing. So it's not really the best environment you want to go to and front office issues and all that. But I do know we have some of the most cap room in the league compared to a lot of other actually, no, I take that back. We don't have much cap space. Sorry. We're actually one of the bottom teams in the league. I got that reversed. We are one of the bottom teams in the league when it comes to cap space. So we are going to have to clear out. And I see what he's saying, that the Bulls should get CP3, Dame, and Tyler Hero. I don't know if CP3 is going to leave the Suns. I think he likes the organization a lot. So I think it's more likely that the Suns get a big man in free agency than it is that Paul leaves in free agency. I'd love Tyler Hero. I'd love Dame time. We'd get one of the best shooting teams in the league between them and Levine, and we'd have Markkanen as the 4, I guess. I'd love that. But realistically, with our money situation, and I know the NBA cap is completely whack, but with our money situation right now, unless we trade away some people for some really low picks or something, I just don't see it happening. As much as I'd like to, I don't know how realistic it is.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think anyone's going to the Bulls unless they just, as you said, clear out because they don't have cap space.
Yep.
And to be honest, I don't think anyone wants to go there. Then we got this comment: Lakers going to reload with either Kawhi, Dame, or CP3. See, the first one that was talked about was Kawhi, and then
how many times have we said that? How many times have we said LeBron's going to team up with Kawhi? This is like the 6th time.
This all started with Skip Bayless. I guarantee it, man. He's the first one that said Kawhi's going to the Lakers.
Of course.
And then the same thing about Dame. And then the Suns lose. Oh, there goes CP3 to the Lakers. Dude, the Lakers don't have as much money as you think. There's no way.
Well, they actually have the 6th most cap space in the league.
No, they have a lot of money, but they're supporting LeBron, AD, and I mean, they could probably support one of these guys. But
they definitely could.
Are they? I don't know, man.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. Out of these 3, I think Dame goes to LA. I'm going to be honest.
I was going to say the same thing.
I'm going to try to call it right now. I think Dame's going to go to LA. I don't think Kawhi is, because that seems kind of just wrong that he goes to the Clippers and goes to the other side of LA to win a ring. I think that I just don't see that happening. Like I said, I think CP3 stays with the Suns and they try to get a big man in either free agency or the draft. And then Dame, as much as integrated he is into Portland, I feel like at this point, if he leaves, they're going to respect him still. Because Portland has not been able to build a team that's big enough to compete with teams in the West and a team that's deep enough to compete with teams in the West. They have great chemistry. They can shoot the lights out, but they're not the best on defense. And as much as he and CJ McCollum are a great duo, I think Dame leaves to go to the Lakers. The Lakers have the money. And for those of you who don't remember, Dennis Schroeder turned down a multi-million dollar, multi-year deal to just go for 1 year and try to get more in free agency this year. Didn't work out that well. So he's gone. Montrezl Harrell is gone. So there goes all their contracts from last year. And Andre Drummond, they can choose whether to re-sign him or not because they bought out his contract. So they have a stupid amount of cash. They could re-sign Drummond, get a really good big three, and then get Dame time. I think Dame goes. To the Lakers. They have the money. They have the situation, and I think it'd be great for the team. You have your three-ball shooter. Yeah. You got LeBron who can help head up the offense as well, and then you got AD working down low. It makes too much sense to me.
Yeah. See, I agree with – I was going to say Dame as well. I don't think Kawhi's going to leave because, as you said, other side of L.A., but also I think he feels like he can win without LeBron.
Yeah.
And I think he would want to – beat LeBron, honestly. He
has before.
Healthy, he has before, yeah, but he wants to do it again. Who doesn't, man?
Oh yeah.
And I think he wants to win one with Paul George with the Clippers. I think they can. If he would have stayed healthy, I think they could have. I think they could have and maybe would have beat the Suns. They knocked off the Jazz. They were looking really good. They could have beat the
Kawhi
Suns.
Goes. Yeah.
Yeah, and CP3, I think that the Suns could make another run for the finals next year. It would really help if they got a bigger power forward than Jay Crowder. Nothing against Jay Crowder, but he's just like a big.
He's more of a small forward,
or a small forward. He hits threes really mostly good.
Yeah,
and he's
like a miniature Kevin Durant. He's a miniature Kevin Durant.
Mini Kevin Durant. That's it. And he's just not big enough to play up against guys like Kevin Durant or Giannis or I don't know. A lot of power forwards in the league
AD,
can take on centers these days.
Yeah.
So if it is going to be any of them, I think it would be Dame.
Agree completely.
That's what I'm saying, man. All right. Well, AJ, unless you got anything else?
Not much. I know Porter Drinks has one more comment for us at the bottom down here. Yeah, you click it. Bucks should get a guy to stretch the floor and shoot like De'Aaron Fox or Tyler Hero. Cade, you're the Bucks fan. I'll let you take this one first. What do you think?
No. I feel like we don't need to, like a Tyler Hero type guy. I think what we had this year was perfect. I mean, we won the finals. Okay, that's great. And I think it was honestly a blessing that Dante DiVincenzo got injured because that made it so that PJ came in and killed Kevin Durant, and then he played some good defense against the Hawks.
Let's refrain from saying killed Kevin Durant. He did drop 49 on you guys with literally nobody because everyone was injured. Okay,
we won against the Nets when we were away, and PJ Tucker was a big impact defensively. No matter what you say, dude, Kevin Durant was a machine.
I
don't think anyone can stop that man.
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
PJ Tucker's like what, 6'5"?
Yeah. He's 6'5".
And he's still playing defense against these 7-footers, and he's doing a decent job getting boards. So I think he's a better player to have in the playoffs against these big guys than Dante would be. So
I definitely agree with that. I will say that.
I don't think we need a Tyler Hero, at least on our starting roster. I mean, on our starting five. Do we? I don't know. We had a pretty good bench this year. I mean, it wasn't as good as last year, I would probably say, but our starting five was better. and
So
our
much.
bench
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
get too much worse. I mean, we lost Paul George. That was probably the big one.
Mm-hmm.
But we got Bryn Forbes, we got Bobby Portis, we got PJ Tucker who came in. So
Yep.
whatever you say, I don't think we need a Tyler Hero.
Yeah, you know who I think the Bucks should get this offseason? This is going to sound crazy. Dennis Schroeder. What was his one best year? Hear me out. And this is why. What was his one best year? 6-man for the Thunder. Putting him on when the starters for the other side are resting. And what did he do? He crushed it on the Thunder when they were a mess, when everybody else was gone from their team. He crushed it as a 6-man. And the Bucks are a very defensive team. Yes, they can shoot. Lopez can hit threes. Middleton, in my opinion, is probably their best all-around shooter on the team. Giannis is a mess, obviously, inside. He dominates everybody. But Tucker is not a shooter. Lopez is not the best mid-range kind of guy. He's a guy you kick it out to who hits a three or gets boards, right? Why not? And Drew Holiday, like you said, last episode when he missed 20 shots or whatever, is kind of erratic when it comes to shooting. He'll have games where he goes for 20 points and 10 assists, and have others where he goes for 5 and 17 free throws, and he makes half of them, right? You got a defensive starting 5. You got Drew Holiday. You got Bobby Portis. You got Giannis. Go out, get Schroeder, let him run the second-team offense. He's a fine shooter, a good pass handler, and his contract is going to be a lot less than anybody else because of his rough season last year. Give him another shot. Put him on a winning team. Don't start him. I think Schroeder could go to the Bucks. They don't have the money to pay for De'Aaron Fox. Let's get that clear. This is a guy who's getting max contract soon. That's not happening. And Tyler Hero is not getting a max contract, but he's going to fetch a pretty penny wherever he goes because of his shooting ability. So, hot take, I think the Bucks should sign Schroeder. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely not as a starter, but as like a 6th man or just a nice bench guy to have.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that makes perfect sense. He's not going to kill our cap space.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be decent off boards. He's just another guy, good guy to have.
Yep.
Who I think he has that a good mentality for how to play the game. So, do I think he will come?
Probably
I don't
not.
think so. But would it be a good addition? I'd say so. Yeah.
Thank
I've
you.
never even thought about that. But yeah, that's a good. I think so.
Thanks. Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
All
Porter
right.
Drinks, thanks for tuning in, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. You want to notice any of his other comments he said real quick before we head out?
Some of this just seems ridiculous. Suns could use Dame.
I mean, anybody could use Dame.
Katie to Bulls.
Not happening.
Golden
Don't give me
State to
hope.
conference semifinals this year. Like, come on, man.
I mean, they do get Clay back. Let's keep in mind,
They
Curry
get
basically
Clay.
carried the Warriors this year.
He was the only Warriors player that year. They get Clay back. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Not good enough. Bucks are going again.
Well, that is what I'm not sure if he means conference finals or conference semis, because conference semis just means Final Four in the West. Which
That's
sure,
true.
why not? They can knock off a
Second
3
round,
seed, 6
yeah.
seed. Oh
Yeah, we'll take it. All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you, Porter Drinks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Thank you, AJ Herschel, the kid. I'm
absolutely.
Kate Bauer. And AJ, unless you got anything else, I am going to
Congrats to the Bucks. Well-earned
Dude.
finals victory, man.
Thank you,
Congrats,
sir.
Cademan. Congrats,
Thank you.
Cademan.
Hey, one more comment like this is always needed. Packers winning it all this year. We'll see you later next time.
Once
on the
again,
one and
another
only
crazy
Outside Rounds
prediction.
podcast.
See ya.
I liked how AJ took my see ya on that one.
Well, yeah, because you're doing the intro, so we trade
It
roles.
was smooth, man. I don't know, like it.
Thank you very much. Learned it from you.
And that's